Morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the session. We're really excited to take you through our new proposition today we've exclusively built for the education market. We really hope that you find it as compelling as we think it should be for you all. Just quickly before I carry on, there's a Q&A function available in this webinar. If you want to submit your questions through the presentation, we'll make sure we make some time for that at the end of the meeting and answer any questions we can. We may also follow up with some of them if they're more specific to your own account through your CSMs over the coming days. But please do use that facility and we'll make sure that we make time to address any questions you have as we go through. I think I know most people who've joined the meeting today, but for those of you who haven't met me, I'm Tom Campbell. I'm Redstor's COO. I've been in the business for the best part of 20 years now, and through that time worked extensively with our customers in education. In fact, got really fond memories of one of my first jobs at Redstor, which was driving around rural East Sussex and replacing tape libraries with our software. So I've got a lot of affection for the market and a lot of affection for our customers that we work with here. More generally, though, the education market for Redstor is a hugely important part of our business. We're really fortunate to have had the opportunity to work with you guys over a couple of decades now, really. So I wanted to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to all of you for trusting us to be your partner in this space. We're really proud of what we've done together and hugely grateful to you all for that. I also want to make it really clear that we don't take that for granted, actually, and what we intend to do is to continue to earn that position as your trusted partner now and in the future. And actually, what we want to present to you today is our next step along that journey. So we really hope that you're as excited about it as we are. I did also want to say that Redstor is a fast-growing company, and with that fast growth comes quite a lot of transformation. And I think customers of ours have certainly seen that in the last couple of years with people coming and going from the business and some reorganization. There's one thing I wanted to call out that we've done this year, which I think is really impactful for our customers in this space, and that's that we split our sales team into two halves. So we've got a dedicated team that's out trying to acquire new customers for us, and a newly formed team, our customer success team, which is really dedicated to you, our partners, and making sure that you have everything you need to be a success with Redstor. So everyone on this call as a Redstor customer should have a dedicated customer success manager or key account manager, and their role is to support you in everything you need, whether it's marketing materials, whether it's assistance with procurement processes, pricing, training, whatever it is, they're there to make you guys successful. So please do use your customer success managers because that's what they're there for. They're there to help you be a success. Along the same vein, I thought it was really important to introduce you to one of our new starters, actually. I'll hand over to Funda in just a moment, but Funda joined us as our VP of Customer Success this year, so I think that's a really important contact for all of you to be aware of, and Funda will say a few words in a moment. But for now, I'll leave it there. Welcome to the webinar. I really hope you enjoy the content we got to share today, and I'll be back at the end to cover off some Q&A that you might have as the meeting progresses. So yeah, over to you, Funda.
Thanks a lot, Tom, for the introduction. It's a pleasure being part of the Redstor team and being with you all today. Maybe a bit of background about myself first. So I've been helping tech and SaaS companies for over 20 years on their customer and partner journeys to ensure they provide great partnership experience as well as a strong value that carries them to success. And I'm just looking forward to collaborating with you all in this journey going forward. So it has been a few months since I joined Redstor, and one of the key things we have focused on during this period has been finding the right offer for education, which has its own unique challenges and requirements. So today we are here to reflect back our takeaways from years of experience Redstor has with our education partners and end users, and introduce our new offer that is designed specifically for you. So I'd like to hand it over to Laura, who is one of our key account managers and who has years of experience supporting our education partners to take you through the details of this new offer. But I'll be back later on to take you through another education-focused initiative, which I'm sure will inspire all of us. So over to you, Laura.
Thanks, Funda. Thank you for the introduction. Many of you I probably have met over the years. For those of you who haven't met me, I have been with Redstor a long time, and I'm one of the key account CSMs, as Funda mentioned. So today I'm going to take you through this offer that we're bringing to you. I think as Tom and also Funda mentioned, Redstor worked in the education sector for many, many years, and we have a lot of experience, and many of you have been on that journey with us. So I just wanted to set the scene a little bit and outline some of the main challenges that we've heard, and obviously that have been reinforced by you and some of our meetings that we've had with partners and customers at BET recently. So we all know that schools generally operate on an annual budget. These are being reduced. The schools are being advised that operating costs should be reduced to focus more on teaching and funding the teaching elements. Controlling overage and spend is quite tricky, leaving schools forced to compromise on the backup selection to meet those financial constraints. Very importantly, the RPA, with this framework, schools need to meet a minimum criteria for the conditions of cover. And at a high level, those are to protect all important data, keep 3 copies of the data, and at least one of those copies should be off-site, which then also should be digitally disconnected and immutable. Data in the cloud also should be malware scanned, it's advised, and all of this adds to the cost of having an adequate solution in place. I'm sure everyone's noticed this. We regularly see cyber incidents in schools and assist with the recoveries on a regular basis. So I'm sure it won't come as a surprise to you that about 80% of education establishments suffered a cyber incident last year. Huge. So having a robust backup that offers a rapid and complete recovery should be the cornerstone of any security strategy. Also, with the wide adoption of collaboration suites like Microsoft 365, Google Workspace, and also other SaaS applications, you'll be all aware that some data is moving from on-premise into the cloud. And this is something we're seeing a big shift at the moment. Some establishments are also leveraging Azure. So there's a very, a very changing landscape in the IT side of things. So a backup strategy should also protect data no matter where it resides. Next slide, please, Dan. So, sorry, unlike Redstor, are a backup vendor in the education sector who are one of the most trusted. We had over 12,000 successful recoveries last year. Unlike other vendors, I think Redstor offers 2 full off-site air-gapped copies in 2 separate cloud locations. We protect all data sources, including SIMs and the education elements of Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace. We apply malware scanning using our AI engine, ensuring malware is not reintroduced on recovery. And we are the only backup vendor to provide 24/7 UK telephone support, which I'm sure many of you have taken advantage of in and out of hours crisis. All of these add up to unparalleled value. Next slide. We acknowledge that there's a lot of choice out there when it comes to backup vendors, and some of them are really price aggressive. But I think it's important to recognise that Redstor have a unique, proven and compliant service, providing exceptional value to education customers. Next slide, please. So it's really easy for us to tell you how good we are, but we caught up with some of our customers recently at the BET show, and we'd like to share some of the testimonials that they shared with us.
Redstor for us is a great product because we look personally for immutability with our backup solutions for on-premise or off-premise, and Redstor ticks that box nicely.
It just gives us the peace of mind that we know everything's backed up, whether it's clouds, on-prem, doesn't matter where it is, it's backed up, we can get it back if we need to. And also the extra features that are within Redstor, like malware scanning, they are something we were looking at implementing as well.
The good thing about Redstor is you can actually do instant recovery, where you're able to prioritise data for certain people as well. So you know that the key stakeholders will be able to have the data straight away, ready to go, be able to help.
That's good. And with Redstor, you found your happy place.
We have indeed, yeah. So whenever we've had to do anything with Redstor, touch wood, we've never had any issues, and long may that continue.
Really good to hear.
Yeah.
We know we can cover any eventuality. Now, whether that's the normal standard Windows servers all the way through to Office 365, you name the SaaS, the cloud version, we've got it covered because we're with Redstor.
That's fantastic.
Our relationship goes back a long way. Back to before the days when Redstor bought Attic 5.
Andy, what do you really value about Redstor and the services we provide?
The thing that we don't do is to provide backup. And recent experiences with colleagues, one of whom was the school governor, and they got hit with a ransomware attack. Now, what I know is that if the schools had signed up with you guys and had an offsite backup of not just their MIS product, not just their finance product, but all of the school's data, then the impact that a ransomware attack would have would be far less.
Yeah.
So thanks for all those people that were brave enough to give some testimonials at BET with me last week. Thanks. So look, I'm really excited to present the new pricing model for education. It's been designed to be affordable for every school as it's based on student numbers. We know this is how the budgets are determined. It's based on a fixed price that's agreed at the start of the year. Therefore, it's very predictable, no charges for overage. There's unlimited access to all our products, meaning that schools don't need to compromise on backup protection. They can back up all sources of data. Okay, next slide, please. So what are the next steps to get the pricing? Get in touch with this CSM. Armed with your DFE numbers or perhaps a confirmation of your student volumes within the schools that you deal with, and your CSMs will be able to provide you with a pricing offer. We have discounts available for volume, for example, for a multi-academy trust or some of our service provider partners. So the pricing will be tailored to you and the requirements. So your call to action today is to get in touch with your CSM. If you don't know who that is, please do drop myself or some drop us a line, and we'll put you in touch with the right person, and you can get your pricing for this new offer. So I'd like to thank you very much for listening to me ramble on, and I'd like to hand back to for any questions to be answered. Oh, sorry, my mistake. We are going to just introduce our Redstor Academy, and I think I'm handing over to Funda for that. Apologies, Funda.
That's fine, Laura. Thanks a lot. Okay, so yeah, Laura, thanks for taking us through the new offer. So I'm sure everyone is pretty excited to take their offers with the pricing that we will update based on their requirements and the students' numbers. So our customer success team will take it from here to support you all, as Laura also mentioned. So just please reach out to your key account manager or the customer success manager as a next step. I'd like to talk about a little bit about Redstor's commitment to education. So this is not just about empowering our partners and end users from a data protection perspective for us. So it's also about giving back to the community around education. So today I'd like to share an initiative with you, which started with an idea coming from one of our customer success managers in South Africa to empower the next generation through Redstor Academy. So Redstor Academy program is backed by our investors Bregal's Health Initiative, and it is set to revolutionize the IT education for South African youth. So we've started this journey last year and empowering 400 learners with skills for an IT career at one of the schools in South Africa and partnering with Edunova. And soon we will be extending this to another 200 students in Somerset West, Cape Town, in a high school as well. And we'll try to touch their lives with the support again. So we are, as I said, we are partnering with Edunova on this. And what Edunova does as part of this partnership is they provide their IT program, which offers practical 21st century IT skills to the youth. And of course, thanks to the generous support from Bregal, as that made it possible for us to achieve it. So I really like what our CEO, James Griffin, says about it. We are investing in the leaders and innovators of tomorrow, and this is more than a partnership for us. It is a commitment to transformative education and social empowerment, and it really makes us proud as the Redstor community. So as we shape the future leaders of the industry, so I'd like to invite all of our partners as well to get involved in supporting us in this mission, to take it even a step further. So we will be providing more information around how we can collaborate on this together. And this is going to be also part of our upcoming new partner program, which we are also really excited about. So stay tuned for the next steps and to hear from us around the details of our new partner program and how we can collaborate on this initiative together. So you'll be hearing soon. Yeah, so I guess we move on to the Q&A session as the final step. So I'm going to hand it over to Tom. And once again, it was a pleasure to meet with all of you today here. And I'd like to thank a lot for you to you for making the time to join us today. Over to you, Tom.
Thank you very much, Funda. Yeah, look, we're really excited about the Academy initiative, and it's brilliant to see how it's sort of grown from someone's idea and their passion really to what it is today and where it can grow to in the future. So thanks for sharing that, Funda. Okay, so there's a few questions coming through. There's quite a few related to the pricing actually, which I guess isn't surprising. I think there's a few in there that are specific to individual accounts, so I'll try not to get into the details on those, but maybe just to restate how this offer will work. We've basically calculated, sort of, if you think of them as t-shirt sizes for the sizes of the school. So it's based on the number of students that are subscribed to the school in that year. That will put them into a bracket for the price per school. And as Laura shared, there will be discounts available if you're a MAT or a service provider serving multiple schools. So all we need in order to provide you with pricing for this is to have a list of your DFE numbers or the student numbers that you have in the schools that you're looking after. And our CSMs will be reaching out to you all to get hold of that information and provide you with that pricing. There is another question relating to pricing, which I think is quite a good general question. That's about whether or not, if you're taking a single service from Redstor, would you still be able to procure through another model? We will still offer the ability to buy a single service because we recognise that some schools are, for example, SaaS only. So you will still be able to buy your 365 protection exclusively, for example, on a seat-based model. You'll still be able to buy your infrastructure backup independently on a capacity-based model. But what we've aimed to do with this model is make it affordable for every school to protect all of their workloads. So the pricing is designed to meet that criteria, meet that criteria, I should say, which is that any school can afford to invest in it. That's really the intention. Just reading down some of these other questions. They're still coming through. The pricing does apply to new customers and to renewals. As I say, you will have the option if you're renewing to do it on the old or new model. But as I say, we really feel this new pricing will be compelling. So some of the questions, again, lots of questions about the pricing. There's questions around how the pricing compares to the existing pricing. The intent is to make the packaged offer overall cheaper. If you're taking multiple services from Redstor, that's the goal. We've had lots of conversations with our education partners about what the right price for a student per year is. And obviously that is a different model to other people in the market who price on staff, for example. And we believe we've arrived at price points for those brackets, which will make it compelling, like I say, for schools to protect all their data with this service. God, there's loads and loads of questions, sorry. I'm just trying to pick out a few that are easy to answer. There's a few in there, like I say, that are probably easier to pick up with your CSM because they're a little bit more specific training accounts. So there's a couple of questions about timing in there, actually. Some people obviously are renewing in April, other people are renewing in September, and other people bring on schools throughout the year. The intent is to just make this a new offer available to you, irrespective of the timing. So yeah, someone's asked about it replacing the whole school bundle. It's a new version of the whole school bundle. You can certainly think of it in those terms. There's a few questions in there, and quite a few people have submitted these questions as anonymous questions, actually, which might make it difficult for the CSMs to get involved. There's questions in there about things like marketing support, providing case studies and testimonials. We can absolutely do that. Again, your CSM is your point of contact for that stuff. They will be able to provide you with whatever materials you need to be successful, including exactly those things. There's a question as well about buying directly from Redstor. We are a partner first organisation, so we have lots of partners that will be able to offer you a service. So if you're a direct customer on this call, then the route to procuring Redstor would be through one of our trusted partners. Someone's asked when the pricing will be available. It is available now. As Laura said, the call to action is if you provide us with your DFE numbers, we can give you a price, an individual price for all of your schools off that price list. In terms of the benefits the offer includes, there's all of the capability that you need to protect data in the school. So that includes the ability to back up the infrastructure, to back up applications like Sims, to do 365, to do Google, including classroom capability in those platforms. We even have capability for backing up workloads in Azure, and all of that comes with the malware protection included. So when you look at that compliance regulation around the RPA guidelines and the NCSE guidelines that inform actually what is required from the RPA, we do tick all of those boxes. We give you sufficient copies of the data. We give you the offsite protection that's digitally disconnected. We give you the malware scanning, and crucially, we don't need you to sort of compromise on which data you choose to protect, because we're enabling you to back up all of your data sources. And the other thing with that is that if your workloads change through the course of the year, you don't have to worry about reprocuring. You can just back up your new data sources without any additional charges or any overage. So hopefully it's a very flexible model for you and gives you sort of peace of mind that what you expect to pay at the start of the year is what you end up paying in the financial year. Yes, there's a question in there about overage. The question is in relation to Microsoft 365 backup, is this unlimited due to being based on student roll count, and is on-site backup still based on capacity? As due to cost, we can't back up all our on-prem servers data and have to be selective. That's exactly what we're setting out to fix, because we know that's happening. And a really bad day for us is that someone is a customer of Redstor, they go to recover some data, but they haven't backed it up in the first place to save cost. That's not a situation we want you to be in, and we don't want to see customers in that situation. So we want to remove that barrier. We want to allow you to back up all your data for a fixed, predictable cost and not have to make those compromises and introduce that risk. That's exactly what we're looking to fix. So the short answer to that question is it's unlimited. You can back up all your students, you can back up all your teachers, you can back up all of your on-prem data without restriction. That is absolutely the intent. There's a couple of questions in there about CSMs. If you don't know who your CSM is, then just reach out to our support desk. Would be probably the easiest way to get in touch with us, or pick up the phone to us. We will look through all these questions in detail after the session ends and reach out to everyone that we've got contact details for. But some of these questions have been submitted anonymously. So if you have done that anonymously, we may not be able to find out who's submitted that question. And if you do have questions, please do reach out. We're here to take your questions. There's a question in there about the retention policy on the new model. It's unlimited. The default retention, I believe, is 7 years. You can lengthen it, you can shorten it. Again, there's no impact on cost for that. There's a question in there about training as well. There is absolutely, we have an online training portal. Again, if you don't have access to that, your CSM can give you access to that training portal. They'll be able to guide you through accessing that and take you through that training. If you need training outside of that platform, then they can also orchestrate that when that's necessary too. So again, just use your CSM as a point of contact. They'll be able to give you access to all of that stuff. There's a question in there about changing the renewal midterm. I think that would be a question for your CSM. If you're paying on a monthly basis, then that's quite straightforward. If you've paid sort of annually in advance, that might be more challenging to unpick, but pick that up with your CSM and we'll certainly see what we can do. Someone asked if there's a minimum quantity of seats. There isn't. The minimum requirement is, or rather the cost of the service is based on the number of students subscribed to the school. So it will be the total number of students subscribed to the school that determines the price. You can't pick 2 students and back everything up, obviously. But again, like I say, it's been designed in a way that maps to the school budget, so it should be affordable, which is crucial in this market, of course. So there's a question in there about what sets our malware capability apart from other competitors in the market. I think the key point with that is that we don't rely on a standard antivirus provider to do that malware scanning. We have our own capability that we train an AI engine on, known virus signatures, and what we do is we identify the traits of data on the platform that look like they might be suspicious. and our default behavior is to not recover anything that looks suspicious. So that happens on our platform. There's no additional sort of process that you have to do to recover your data malware free. We will just stream back the data to you, excluding any data that we think is suspicious. And if you decide that a file looks suspicious, but actually you know that it's a trusted file, you can opt to pull that back as well. But the way that our technology works is unique in the market. And as I say, it gives you a different sort of protection to your on-premise antivirus, which of course you should have in place, and I'm sure all of you do. It just gives you another layer of protection, and obviously ensures that in the situation where you do have a ransomware event, you're not going to reintroduce that ransomware to your network, which is obviously sort of self-defeating. God, there's so many questions. I think there's quite a lot of duplication questions. I think I've responded to most of them. Yeah, I think that's all the ones that aren't sort of specific to individuals' accounts. As I say, we will try and follow up on all of these. If you do have any questions, please do reach out to your CSM. Reach out to our support desk if you've got any questions about sort of the technical side of the product, or if you're not sure where to take your request, they will be able to point you in the right direction. So yeah, please do use those means to get in touch. But otherwise, yeah, I really look forward to hearing the feedback over the next few weeks. And yeah, thank you again for joining the webinar and continuing to work with Redstor. Thank you very much.